Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Ruchita. Welcome to today's session. Tonight will be a culmination of all that we've learned through the weeks, and we learn how to adapt to a better lifestyle. And with consistency, we aim for an improved health span. We have two esteemed speakers to walk us through tonight. To begin the session, it is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarapur. He's an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 years. He's won innumerable awards like the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award. But most importantly, he's a mentor to each and every one of us on the group and a flag bearer on the journey with the mission Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Let's welcome him onto this virtual stage and listen to him very, very carefully. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ruchita. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this exciting Monday session. And I just hope that you had an early dinner, done some exercise. Now, these are just, simple things, just like simple good habits. Now, why do we keep repeating this? Because it is easy to have bad habits, but it's also easy to have good habits. So if we continuously keep on reminding ourselves that what we've got to do and what habits we need to form, we will gradually move into the healthier section. What we have noticed today is that barely 5% of the people are just about healthy or all right. 12% are really sick. And the balance, 83%, don't even know that they are sick or they are not healthy. Have you heard of cases where suddenly, oh, there was nothing wrong with this guy and he just, something went wrong? Do you really think that happens? It's just because that they don't know does not mean that they are all right. In order to move this 83% of the people, okay, with the small changes, small habits, one baby step at a time, we can start moving this 83%, towards the 5% and make that 5% bigger and the 83% smaller. So that is what all this community is all about, On day one, you're not going to learn everything, or you're not going to learn everything about good habits. But gradually, as you stick with the community and you start getting involved with it, and you start getting more people on the community, okay, automatically you develop the role of a leader. And as a leader, you will notice that there is a to improve your own health. So today you're going to be listening from Veda, who had really, because of her high-profile job, had really food habits. But once she got onto this community and realized that, it was really impacting her health, and she decided to make the transformation. She decided to make the changes, and all of a sudden, her health turned around. So it's really good, to listen to somebody who was like not having good habits and then suddenly having developed good habits and change her health around. So over to you.
Thank you so much, Farooq. And as you very rightly pointed out, I had not very good, in fact, very bad food habits, even your lifestyle, the no exercise, no movement, forget exercise, no movement, पानी का कुछ track nahi, sleep times are not being tracked. I think and it's mainly like that for so many people, right? Because of the, latest lifestyles that we have adopted, either due to our work, either just due to how life is right now, the digital age, as we say, correct? But as we have gone through, in the last few weeks, on the various topics of how our lifestyle actually impacts negatively or adversely impacts our health, It is time, now that we are aware of it, even if this is probably your first session, it's okay. We will continue to have awareness sessions. So continue to be on this platform. But, as Farooq said, the transformation awareness is there, but the actual transformation on your health will come when you start inculcating it into actions. Now, what are those small things that today will be a reminder of what we need to take care of? Plus, what are the small, things that we can do on a daily basis that can change our lives for a longer time? You may not see that difference immediately in your health, but you will definitely see it when you consistently continue with that, with those actions. When you consistently continue, that when it becomes your habit, right? So what are those healthy habits? First and foremost thing, which is the most important thing, is, are you drinking enough water? We're talking about water, not just any fluid. Okay, so what are the signals that your body gives when you're feeling, thirsty? First of all, when there's lesser water, you feel thirsty, right? Because most of your body, is almost 70% of your body is made up of water. So when do you start feeling thirsty? When it has lost about 2%. You start getting muscle cramps. Yeah, to pair mein, nahi to, on your back, you're twisting basically. And then you're having headaches, for example. If you're in a very hot place and you've not had water for a long time, you'll have headaches, dry mouth, itching on your skin and all, because your skin is all dry. You see that, you don't realize it, and maybe concentrating. And the best way to understand is when you go, for to pass your urine, the color of your urine will give you an indication of whether you are hydrated well or dehydrated, right? So when do you think, and what is the color? If it is anywhere a bit more than pale yellow, right? You must understand that your body has not had enough water. At the same time, if it is absolutely colorless, means you're drinking just way too much water, it will actually then expend the nutrients also. It will flush out nutrients, which is not good. So when do you take water, right? After waking up, the first thing that you should be doing is drink water, because it activates your organs, it flushes out the toxins that are there. Then immediately after workouts also, so that you can get your back to normal. Before meals, not during the meals, please don't, because then your digestion will not be proper. Then before taking bath, as it helps lower the blood pressure. When you're taking bath mostly with hot water and all, it increases your blood pressure because the blood circulation increases, etc. Before going to the bed. But before going to the bed, jada bhi mat piyo, because then it will cause sleep disturbances where you'll continue to go to the washroom at least twice thrice, then it will disturb your sleep. So just a little bit, so that you don't get very dry. When you're feeling sick, now the best thing to do during virals is drink a lot of water, especially coconut water. That's anytime, because that your body will, circulate your nutrients, etc., better when it has enough fluids. The fluids are drained when you're not well. When you feel tired, to recharge, to feel get more energy, you need to drink water. Water, why? Because it has a lot of minerals in it, right? When surrounded by infected people, again, so that you don't let viruses will spread. Yes, so that the virus doesn't settle in your body, you need to keep drinking water. Okay, that's on water. Second, are you eating the right portions of your macro and micronutrients? Are you practicing portion control? Because it's not about kitne how many times are you eating food, or rather एक plate ले लिया, your first serving. It's not about कि कितना और खा रहे हो, etc. But there is a difference. For example, if you eat say 2 rotis, then are you eating utna hi jada, like portion of vegetable, and do you have enough 1 katori of dal at least? Do you have salads, for example? half of your plate Half of your plate actually needs to be filled with vegetables, salads, or fruits, okay, depending on which meal you're having. So just a simple way of knowing how do we know whether we are having the right portions? Protein serving size should be equal to your palm serving. Okay, palm size. That means either your dal or your chicken or your eggs, or lentils, that needs to be at least palm size. Vegetables, uncooked vegetables should be this much. That means your salads, your fist size. Carbs should be just this, just जो छोटा सा कटोरी जो बनता है, that is what your one serving of, uncooked or cooked rather, cooked rice, for example, is one bowl of this, right? Now, fats should be just basically just say, for example, half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of oil is what you need through the day. That's how you can actually understand this is how I will be able to, take care of my portion control. Okay. If you're on the group, if you share your plates, you will be guided by the mentors as to what you can reduce, what you can increase, what you can add into your plates. Okay. So that's again an easy way. And when you repeatedly get these inputs, repeatedly share your plates, you will automatically be comfortable with both your hydration, even your food. Are you chewing your food adequately? No, I'm not going back to nursery or junior KG to tell you ki bhai, you need to chew. But unfortunately, because we are full time, either we are on our phones while eating food or we are watching something, we are distracted. We are not giving enough attention to eating, what we are eating. We are not absorbing ki hum kya kha rahe, kitne colors kha rahe, right? We have heard always ki every morsel that you eat, right, you need to chew at least 32 times. What happens? What happens when you eat slowly? First, you are biting it much more. So the digestion is better, right? Then it reduces your calorie consumption because you're taking that effort to bite for longer. So you are releasing calories as well. So your calorie consumption becomes lesser. You feel fuller for longer. आप फटाफट जब खाते हो, try this, just eat fast, you will not realize कि you're feeling full. Okay. And then after some time, because the food has not digested properly, you'll feel hungry again. When you eat slowly, you're conscious of what you're eating. Your brain also gives you the signal when you're full. You give it time. You'll reduce your carbs craving as well because your metabolism, basically you're expending more calories. You're eating, say for example, you're eating fiber. It takes longer to eat anything that is raw, right? If you eat cooked food, for example, rice, you may not take longer to eat. So what you're eating and eating slowly, okay? Preventing of overeating, because if you eat fast, you may feel that, okay, bhook abhi bhi lag rahi, your brain doesn't give the signal immediately, right? And that's how you can maintain a healthy weight. So how can you incorporate the practice of eating slowly and in terms of portions? Plan your meals. Ki aap kya khaoge? Your every meal needs to have some raw vegetables, or in the morning before your breakfast, have fruit, fresh fruit. That's your fiber. That is what will ensure your digestion is also good. And morning having fruit, first thing, will ensure you get the nutrients that the food is actually, nutrients or whatever, the micronutrients that the fruit is giving, plus your fiber, right? Don't stand and eat, because if you stand and eat, you tend to eat faster. Okay. Many of us, now being a woman, I will probably align to that. Like, unfortunately, there are times when you're cooking and there is no time. You need to cook, you need to put the dabba and all. There's no time for you to eat. You just stand up and eat while you're cooking and all. Unfortunately, that's not right. Okay. So please try, give yourself some 10 minutes and eat your food sitting down. Okay. Avoid distractions. जो अभी मैं बोल रही थी, avoid talking or working while eating as much as possible. Now, you may all say कि भाई these are ideal situations. ये सब नामुमकिन है. Trust me, if you just give yourself time, you may not be able to do all of this, but at least if you do 50% of what we are saying here, your health will be better. Correct? And you will find a way to do the next step as well. Now, the fourth habit, what we're talking about, is how do you manage your cravings? Cravings kahan se aate hain? It is your brain probably giving you a signal, right? So either it is coming from what your adipose, tissues are doing in terms of secreting your leptin, which is one of the hormones, what do you say, hunger hormones. Ghrelin is actually the hunger hormone, and it is secreted by the stomach, which is giving a signal of hunger. Now, hunger doesn't mean food only. Hunger can mean food or water. Okay, we can't differentiate. Insulin, when insulin is generated, it is waiting. It is actually waiting to pass glucose, right? Now, if or absorb the glucose into your cells. Now, if how will the glucose comes? While when you eat, it starts getting changed into glucose. Correct? Now, if you don't eat now, if you don't eat on time, for example, or you're eating very late, that's when you start tending to look for instant energy. Okay, when your body wants instant energy, the first thing that you will go for is a packet of biscuits or a packet of, say, nuts, yeah, samosas, and all of them are your either snacks or something which is wrong, or refined carbs, all of this, or fried food, fast food, which is not good. And that's when your cravings increase. So, how do we avoid or delay your cravings or manage your cravings? First thing is stay hydrated. Anytime you feel hungry, पहले थोड़ा sips of water पियो, half a glass of water or 1 glass of water. Wait for 15 minutes. फिर भी भूख लगी है, थोड़ा और पानी पियो. फिर भी भूख लगी है, then you know that okay, you are really hungry. Keep healthy food handy. Now, when you're starting your meal, the first thing that you eat, try and eat your salads first, because first it takes longer to eat. You need to chew it, raw salads, right? And it gives you fiber, it gives you water content, it also makes you feel a little fuller. Don't leave a gap between your salads and your lunch. First start with that, so that your portion control also happens with what you're eating, like your say rice, dal and sabzi and all. You'll probably end up eating lesser of that. Plus, you're eating the right food. Okay. You may not even want to eat any fried food after that, even if you have it handy, because it actually helps in reducing the craving for processed food. Include protein in your meals. Now, why include protein? It is known and it is proven that if you have higher amount of protein in your meals, two things happen. Now, proteins take longer to digest. Okay, so the longer it takes to digest, आपको भूख भी कम लगेगी. You will not feel hungry faster. But if you take, and your sugar spike will also not be that much. Third thing that happens is, because it takes longer to digest, आपका calories भी expend होता है, and hence it will control your weight as well. ठीक है? So but if you have more of carbs, क्या होगा? They're easy to digest. You will the body digests it fast. Your sugar spikes are instant, and it goes down also instantly. You will start feeling hungry also much faster. So the greater protein that you have, we are not saying avoid carbs. Eat the right carbs, eat whole carbs, okay? Whole food, for example, that will increase your fiber content. It will take longer for the body to break it down, but ensure you include a lot of protein in your meals and reduce your stress, because it is a lot of us exhibit those symptoms of, binge eating when you're on stress. Now, you can't avoid stress, or rather you can't avoid challenging situations, but you can find a way to control your stress. And again, that's a different topic altogether. Are you breathing enough? If you just sit and suddenly focus on your breath, you will realize that you didn't even realize for the last whatever minutes, it was only short breaths that you were taking. Because everything we're doing fast, we're not conscious, we're not mindful. So breathing through a natural process can be harnessed for various health benefits, physical, emotional, and mental well-being. So you can do either your pranayams, all of that, but I would say just keep it simple. Breathe in, take a long breath, hold it for a few seconds, exhale slowly. If you can do that 5 times, it will make you feel better. It will increase your circulation. It will increase your lung strength also, right? There is something called diaphragmatic breathing, which is breathing through your nose and exhaling or inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. It is very, very good and helpful when anyone is anxious and anyone is having a panic attack, or even if you're feeling very stressed and you're confused, you're probably forgetting things. If you do this, it will help you remember things. Also, nasal breathing, I just talked about. Kapal Bharti is when you do it, faster with your stomach going out and in. When you inhale, your stomach goes out. You're actually doing it from your navel and onwards, right? Mouth breathing, bellows breathing is faster one. Okay. There are many options, but because you're going to be alone doing it, do the simple breathing that will also help you. So pranayams, these are, pran is what? The life or force, energy and expansion. So when you're doing breathing exercises, it's basically regulating your energy. It's expanding your energy even more when you control your breathing. Okay. Um, Sixth habit that we would want to definitely focus on is, are you getting enough sleep? And it's not just enough, it is the quality of your sleep also. Now, mostly on an average, everyone needs about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. As we grow older, probably lesser, but on an average, 7 hours, you can say. Why do you need sleep? So that the next day you are, you have a better concentration when you wake up in the morning. You have, greater energy. If you don't get sleep, you will be tired always, right? It aids creativity, better memory and recall, reduced focus on negative things because you're not irritated and all. Otherwise, when you're irritated, if you don't get proper sleep, you will start focusing only on the negative aspects of everything around you, right? Helps you make better decisions and stronger immune system. Yes, sleep and stress have direct correlation to your mental health as well as your physical health. Your immunity goes down. You will also see gut health issues coming up if you don't have a proper sleep. So there's a lot of correlation. How can you improve your sleep? I think for us, most of us, this is the second thing. Limit screen time before bed. Because today, we are so habitual of sleeping with our mobile phones. Alarms we mobile phone में ही लगाते हैं, right? So it is so easy. एक message आया, notification, you want to just get up and see, अरे किसने अभी message किया, right? So that's the second thing is avoid heavy meals close to bedtime. If you've gone through the sessions before, you will understand that at least 3 hours before sleeping, ideal time of sleeping would be at least by 10 to 11. So I'm not talking about 2 a.m. sleep. Okay, I'm talking about try to eat the last meal say by 7 or maximum by 8 p.m. because you need a gap between your meal and your sleep time, because once you start sleeping, your body is going to rest. If you eat and immediately sleep, there is no movement. The digestion will not happen. You will get acidity. You will feel very uncomfortable while sleeping. Your body will feel uncomfortable and it will disturb your sleep. Few things of how you can maintain a sleep routine, probably take a bath or certain things that will tell your body, okay, this is the time to sleep. And it gives you signals. Second thing, you can or the main thing that you can do is switch off all the lights. Your room needs to be dark, because when it is dark, the body gets the signal. There is a body clock. The body gets a signal ki bhai abhi andhera ho gaya. The melatonin starts to secrete, which is your sleep hormone, and that is what will trigger your sleep. And that is why even your mobile light is considered ineffective if you want to go to sleep. Even if you feel कि कुछ तो गेम खेलते खेलते scroll करते करते we will sleep, you will see that day that your sleep will be very disturbed. You will have some chaotic dreams or something like that, which will not give you a proper sleep. Are you talking back to your negative thoughts? This is what I like about this program. We are not just talking about diets. We're not just talking about nutrition, not just sleep, not just exercise. We're talking about mental health also. Because until you until we all, okay, I won't say you here, until we all are able to a great extent. I know we are not all saints or sadhus who can may be able to, but then if we can take control of our, better control of our thoughts, right? We will end up having a better health. It's a cycle, correct? Our thoughts basically determine our beliefs. Beliefs will impact our feelings. Our feelings will influence our action. Our action again shapes our thoughts. So if you are into a negative thought, then obviously you will believe everything around you is incorrect. Everyone is against you. And when you do that, it is going to create anger. It is going to create frustration in you. When you have frustration in you, imagine what kind of actions you will end up taking. And then once you've taken that action, again, that is going to feed into your thoughts. So hence, we need to focus on how we can get into positive thinking. There are books that you can read. The people who have invited you to this program can even help you कि कौन से books पढ़ सकते हैं to actually probably improve your thought process, mental toughness, how to understand your emotions. There's a beautiful book that I'm reading right now on how our emotions play with us, right? Positive thoughts, however, create a sense of calmness and serenity. It is something that you will need to do deliberately because there is so much of negativity around. And unfortunately, the news nowadays only plays negative news, right? I hadn't subscribed to a newspaper, a physical newspaper post COVID. Finally, I started doing that because my daughter is now in 11. She wants to pursue her CA or BB or something. So I thought she needs to know the current affairs even more. There is zero current affairs in the newspaper. Every day, I'm only seeing accidents, I'm only seeing deaths, I'm only seeing murders. There's so much of negativity, right? So you have to be deliberate into creating that positive thought, into focusing on the positive thinking. Okay. And when you think positive about things around you, it actually makes a huge difference into your health journey as well, into your weight management journey. Because that's when you will believe in yourself that you can actually transform your health. And this has helped me as well. Are you able to break free from the social triggers? Because sometimes what happens is you go out, for example, for a party. You're invited for a party. Are you now suddenly then binging on all that you can eat? We used to do that. I'm sure all of us have done like buffet में मिल रहा है चलो सब कुछ खा लो पता नहीं कब मिलेगा वापस खाने के लिए. Because of this program, because I know now what is good, what is not so good. If at all I have to go for a dinner, I'll usually have a early, I'll go for a early spread. But even in that spread, I will ensure that I don't have 10 carbs because anyways I'll be having a little lot of everything, right? No sweets for sure. Okay. The second way that you can do is probably have your meal at home and then go so that you can actually refuse people that you go there to actually socialize rather than eat. You can connect with people more. When watching a movie together with family, are you snacking and just sitting around? There's no movement, etc. Are you taking the breaks? Frequent travels often lead us to make unhealthy food choices, right? Because when you're on the move, you tend to just eat what is available to you in the train or in the flight or wherever. And most of the places don't have a sandwich is definitely not a healthy choice. I don't know any of the flights that give you healthy meals. Okay. So what are the tips that you can, take? Keep healthy snacks handy. I would say, um, don't keep the snacks, keep water handy, keep coconut water handy. If you really have to have your protein shake. Okay. Stick to meal timings. 3 meals a day, that's it. No snacks. Right? Can you still stick to those meal timings and ensure you finish your last meal by 7 to 8? Pre-event eating is what I was talking to you about. Have your meal and then go for the event. Plan ahead while traveling. If you have to go to work every day, can you just carry your salads, for example, right? Mindful eating. Look at what you're eating. Okay. Know what you're eating rather than just eat it's for the sake of eating. Table etiquette, if you follow certain things, for example, having a candlelight dinner or something like that once in a while, so that you are conscious of what you're eating rather than, just being what do you say, distracted by what is going around, all around, right? Potluck, again, good things, not fried things, because potluck में भी वही हो जाता है कि कोई बटाटा वड़ा लेके आएगा, कोई पापड़ लेके आएगा, and all of that. You have to be a little conscious about what you're getting. Are you moving enough? Now, this has become more and more and more necessary, because, and that's where the concept of NEAT is important, which is your non-exercise activated thermogenesis. It has come into place because human beings have stopped moving. Everything has become automated, right? And hence your weight gains. Hence your muscle strength is reducing because you're not moving at all. I still have, like, I've left my IT job almost now 10 months back, almost 10 months back. I still have a stiff shoulder. I've started swimming lessons, and my trainer keeps telling me, please stretch, please stretch. Now, why has this happened? Because of 27 years of just sitting on a chair and, in front of a laptop, not exercising, not moving at all. How does moving help you? It positively affects your brain health. Restart the chemicals in your brain, trigger the energy, etc., make you feel better, make us feel happier and less prone to anger. If you're sitting, your moods, of course, there are mood swings, etc. Then promotes better sleep and strengthens our immune system. In fact, one way of getting a better sleep is probably go for a walk after your meal, which will help you get a better sleep. It will tire you and you will get a better sleep. Enhances telomere. What is telomere activity? Telomeres are those, the tips of your chromosomes, and that tells you the life. Basically, those tips keep reducing as we age. Now, one way to deaccelerate the reduction of that telomere is exercising and moving. The more sedentary life, the faster the aging happens. Okay. And it also reduces inflammation in the body. Now, boost satellite cells, preserving skeletal muscle. So basically, again, it's the same thing. Your skeletal and muscle telomeres, they will be protected, and hence you will age slower. Okay, so hence you need to exercise more, you need to move more. Tips to ensuring higher activity: take the stairs, take 4 flights. If you're, on a 10 floor, take 4 flights and then the lift or something, anything that suits you, but try and take more stairs than escalators or the, lift. Walk during breaks, or even during calls. If you have that luxury of not having to sit in front of the laptop, then take the call on your phone and walk around while you're on long calls. If you can, then stand up and work for some time. You have those tables which can, you can stretch up and then come down also, where both sitting, standing position is doable. Try and do that. Catch up with a friend, walk to work, go for tea breaks, even if you're not having a tea, which please reduce. I'm not encouraging having a tea, but just go around, walk, take a break and come. It will help you, in fact, function better back at work. Ditch email. If you're in the same floor, go and talk to your colleagues. Walk to the store instead of ordering Swiggy, Blinkit. I know. By the way, nowadays, I don't think 10 minutes works on any of the apps. It does take longer. I think it'll take just 10 minutes for us to go to the kirane ka dukan. Walk during commercial breaks, etc., etc. This is one good one. Park farther away. So when you're going, say, to some shop or to your friend's house, probably park at the next signal or something, the previous signal, so that you can walk till there. So these are some ideas. Are you feeding your emotions? When you feel stressed or sad or anxious, you may turn to comfort foods. So you need to be conscious ki when you are doing that. So the best thing is, don't have any snacks at home. If you don't have it at home, you will not have access to these things that are going to increase your cravings, increase your weight, increase or hamper your sleep in the night. anything with high sugars is definitely going to hamper your sleep immediately, right? High sugars is eventually going to hamper your health as well, unhealthy fats. So what happens is when you're sad, now it is something which is very individual. You will have to understand your body, understand how you can um, mindfully actually take care of your emotions. It's not easy, it is a process. But these are things that you need to ensure. So the best way is stay away from snacks. Just remove it so that even if you're down, even if you're irritated, you're not reaching out to food to break that, right? The cycle repeats. So definitely food is not going to help. Actually, it doesn't, right? It doesn't really make you happy. Finally, that's not what's going to stop you from being depressed. To break the cycle, it's essential managing emotions in ways other than foods. Recognize what your emotional triggers are. Is it a particular show? Is it that I don't know. It could be a phone call that always triggers. It could be a certain activity that triggers. So you need to understand what is that emotional trigger. It could be messages coming from a particular person. I think nowadays you have a mute option. You should mute it so that you don't immediately see that message. Finding healthier coping mechanisms. Reach out to mentors. You have great mentors on this group. Farooq is there, you can always reach out to him one on one as well. Fostering mindful habits, meditation ho, exercise ho, reading books ho, write books. Okay, these are things that you can do. Listen to some songs which are not having cuss words or something like that, which are really changing your mind towards the positive. Okay, have you set your goals? Nothing will happen without goal setting, trust me. And everyone learns it the hard way. Then we again drop our goal setting, then we again set. But it's okay. As long as you come back and set your goals again. Resetting. We say, right? Life तो ऐसे ही जाती है ऊपर नीचे. But it is important that we are there to get up. So basically, what do you want from today? Today is 2nd of June. June has started almost in half of 2025. I'm sure you would have set some goals on Jan 1st, 2025. Forget that. What is your today's, what are you thinking of today with respect to health? Because we are on the health program, with respect to anything. Can you set your goal? Because once you set a goal, you will know where to work towards. Second, if you see on the group, we have something called a short term goal and a long term goal. Farooq always says do not aim for too much, because what happens is when you aim for too much, you will be disappointed because it will not be practical. And then you will not set the goal again. You will just give up. Second, don't be too lenient also, because then it is not breaking your comfort zone. It is not stretching yourself. Then you will probably remain as you are. For example, if I am looking at a weight loss, if I just aim for say 1 kg weight loss when I am really obese, that's not going to help much. We always look at 2 to 2.5 kgs per month. Okay, so that it sustains for a longer time. Goal setting is a systematic process, much like a planning journey. Always seek your mentor's counsel before finalizing your goals. You wouldn't set off on a trip without a roadmap, correct? We always think if you have to go, for example, if you have to travel from here, Pune to Mumbai, I just did that yesterday. I will still, even though I know the route very well, I will still look at probably Google to see the traffic. Which route, whether I go through Atal Setu or do I go from Vashi, I always will look at that. And which route will take me to the goal at the right time. So that planning again with counsel, it helps you breaking down your overarching goals into smaller ones. Now, like for example, your sugar. If you have a high sugar, how do you get your lower your sugars? Probably by increasing your number of times you walk through the day, right? So you break down. You can't have a goal of just having or postprandial sugar number should be less than 200. Then it will be really very vague, right? So it's something that you can sit down, break it down, and what are those plans or actions that you can take? Set realistic goals. Begin with smaller achievable goals. Find a role model. It can also be a prior you who can inspire you. It can be any celebrity, it can be your friend, it can be your, your health buddy who has invited you to this, who has probably done the transformation themselves. Find a role model for yourself, break goals into smaller steps, reward yourself, celebrate your achievements no matter how minor. So if you are, for example, if you have you had a goal, and you were a person like me, for example, who never ever exercised, hated walking. If you're able to do, say, 5 days a week, you're able to walk, reward yourself on the sixth or seventh day. Not with a vada pav for sure, but find a more meaningful reward. Okay, because that's when you will feel happy to, for the next week also, to continue to focus on the 5 day walking, right? Seek support, build a support system. The best way is to have a buddy who will also participate with you in the walks. My buddy during my initial weight loss period was my teenage daughter, who is now, of course, going to be turning 20. But we used to do it together. We used to push each other or pull each other to chalo walk pe chalte if one would be low or whatever it is. Stay positive and motivated. Maintain a positive. Measure what you're doing on a daily basis, and please report on the group, because that's when you will be closer to achieving your goal as well. Yeah, that's what I was coming to. Goal tracking can make a significant impact on your journey. So just having a goal is not going to help if you are not measuring your weight, for example, on a daily basis. If you have high sugar, if you're not measuring your sugar at different points of time in the day, you will not know what is helping it reduce, what is causing the increase, etc. So measuring, monitoring, and reporting is what helps you achieve your success as well. This has happened definitely with how we have achieved, myself, Deepika, whom you have seen earlier, Manoj, all of us, Raj himself, all of us have been, successful, more successful when we set goals, monitored, reported, and reset. This is what is a cycle. So daily tracking, what's your water intake? How many calories have you taken? What's your exercise? Kitne baje soye? Have you been happy? Have affirmations are an in thing. That's because we all seem to be going through a lot of negative, inputs, and hence affirmations are needed. Weekly or bi-weekly, monitor your body weight and measurements. Size changes you will see probably on a weekly basis. Monthly, overall assess your health progress so that you can review your goal for the next month. If you haven't yet set your goal for this month, for your health, for anything that you're doing in life, please do that today itself before sleeping. I know it's a little too late, but in the night, but you still can do it. It doesn't take too much time. Finally, those are the 11 things that we wanted to show you, or these are the primary things for your health journey. Now, some tips: zero in terms of numbers so that you can remember things very clearly. Zero processed food. Absolutely no processed food, because that is negative on all aspects. Your gut health, it will increase your weight, it will cause sleep disturbances, it will cause hunger pangs faster, cravings, etc. And no fiber at all. It's only going to increase your fats, everything. It's a zero, means absolute no. What is processed food? Things like maida, all your fast food, etc., oily stuff, everything. Okay? Packaged food also. Aim at least 1 hour of exercise or reading daily. I would say a mix of exercise plus reading, you can aim for 1 hour, right? And exercise, in that exercise, have brisk walk definitely incorporated, stretching incorporated. Again, when you're doing your weight loss, it's also very important for us to build our muscles, right? So that we don't gain the weight, the fats again immediately. Consume at least 2 to 3 liters of water daily. Again, it is different for different bodies, but I have not known anyone who needs lesser than 2 liters. You will know yourself. The best way is urine color. Okay. Include 3 cups of any, okay, I will say include 3 cups of coconut water or glasses of coconut water. Green tea is fine, but rather than juice, green juice, have a smoothie. Green smoothie would be great. Okay. Take 4 mental breaks. or stretches, just a break from whatever you're doing. It'll refresh your mind, it will improve your cognitive responses. Reflect on 5 things you're grateful for every day. Practice meditation or mindfulness at 6 a.m. Laugh at least 7 times daily. You will feel much lighter just by smiling and laughing. Aim for 8 hours of sleep. Get ready for bed by 9 p.m. This doesn't mean you sleep, but start preparing your mind कि post रात होगी है, टाइम हो गया है सोने के लिए. आई नीड टू पुट माई ब्लू screen devices away soon. Let's start making the bed, everything. So start getting ready. Strive for 10,000 daily steps. Okay. And when you're doing these steps, dire start increasing the pace of these steps. That's how you can inculcate these habits. Finally, we believe in shining. Start every day with gratitude and optimism. As we said, uh, we have so much to be thankful for in this life. Have your nutrition, that's extremely important, which means what you're eating is just not enough. You need to supplement with the organic, with the right supplementation. Visualize what is your goal. Visualize how you will look. Visualize what you want, how you want your reports to, be. Learn something new. I started learning swimming, by the way, after 48 years of my life, but I'm learning something new. Exercise daily, walk, do something, do some movement every day. Very, very important, because whatever good food you eat, if you don't exercise, it's not going to help you with increasing your health span. Okay, that's it from me. I hope this was helpful in inculcating good habits and wishing you all the very best. That's it from my side. Over to you, back to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Veda. And guys, here you have it. The entire thing, everything that we've been learning, summarized for you to just take control of your life, take control of your habits, and just go on with it. Yes, Commander Vadera, please unmute yourself and ask
Hi,
away.
good evening.
Good evening.
So I am past 74, running 75, young man, and I take it as my privilege as senior citizen to sleep for 2 hours in the afternoon and 6 to 7 hours at night. Am I on the right track?
Farooq, if you can answer, please.
Yeah, absolutely on the right track.
Thank you. Thank you. Because normally, like, you don't sleep in the afternoon, so I wonder how can you not sleep in the afternoon, which is your right.
There are a lot of cultures, especially the Mediterranean culture, like Italians. They have this concept called siesta. And Goans have that culture, the Portuguese have that culture, the entire Mediterranean belt has that culture. So if something that has been developed over thousands of years, can't be really much wrong.
Then why don't you sleep in the afternoon?
It actually depends, because our races used to be in the afternoon, so got into a habit of not sleeping. But trust me, if I've got nothing to do, I can go to sleep.
Yeah, I find that by sleeping in the afternoon, I'm fresh for night till 11 o'clock. And then I can sleep till for about 7 hours around. So, and
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
Sir, that's awesome. In fact, touch wood.
Yeah.
आपकी नींद अच्छी है, and I can't imagine Farooq sleeping in the afternoon.
I'm trying to coax him to sleep. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. I hope you've taken notes. And do ensure that you log in for the next session. It is going to be a great one. We are going to have all of the panels. So let's log in and let's learn. Till then, good night. Stay safe. See you in the next session.
Thank you.